Ο Τζέρεμι Άιρονς, με αφορμή το πρωταγωνιστικό του ρόλο στην ταινία Νυχτερινό, τρένο για τη Λισσαβόνα, παραχώρησε συνέντευξη τύπου στην Αθήνα, σχολιάζοντας την καυτή επικαιρότητα στην Ελλάδα και την Ευρώπη.
Politicians have let us down, economists have lied to us. We have been led into a life of living way beyond our means. It is partly our responsibility. I believe it's also partly the responsibility of the people who lent us the money to live beyond our means. So I think the responsibility has to be shared in order that we may go forward. And I think when we do go forward, it'll probably be a very different life. I don't think we need to live at the standard of living we have been told we need to live at. We don't need to buy all these clothes, all these new cars, just to keep the economy going. What is this economy? Who is it? It's not us. It's not Greece in this case, or Ireland solely. So we have to, I think, learn to live with less and realize that the real joy of life comes from enjoying the environment, taking care of the environment, and enjoying each other and taking care of each other. And you don't need to buy things to love each other.
Ιδιαίτερα συζητήθηκε η δήλωση του Τζέρεμι Aιρονς για τη Χρυσή Αυγή, καθώς η δολοφονία του Παύλου Φίσα ρίχνει βαριά τη σκιά της στην εγχώρια πολιτική σκηνή.
We mustn't feel that the whole country is an incident that we see reported in the papers. Yes, there are idiots who sit under a political title. Yes, they murder people sometimes, but this happens all over the world. This doesn't reflect Greece, the Greece I know. Greece is full of wonderful people. As I said, it's a most beautiful country. It attracts enormous amount of tourists, rightly so. It's one of the main places in the world I'm happiest in. And I think we shouldn't feel that we are all judged by the action of an idiot extremist killing an artist.
Ποιες ήταν οι περισσότερο απαιτητικές σκηνές κατά τη διάρκεια των γυρισμάτων της ταινίας Νυχτερινό, τρένο για τη Λισσαβόνα? Ο σκηνοθέτης Billy August δηλώνει χαρακτηριστικά.
It was really a wonderful shoot we had in Portugal. I can't say we had any real difficult scenes. We were very well prepared and we had a wonderful leading actor, so it was just a big joy. The film was shot in kind of two parts. We started with all the scenes involving Jeremy, and then when we finished that, then we did all the so-called flashbacks. But again, I can only say it was a wonderful joy to make this film.
Τα γυρίσματα όμως έκρυβαν ιδιαίτερες προκλήσεις για τον πρωταγωνιστή Τζέρεμι Aιρονς.
The hardest thing for me, which I got great help from Billy, was to do very little. I, as a person, have great energy and hopefully good imagination, and I always tend, my bad side is I do too much, and Billy would always say do less, do less, do less, do less. Hence a performance where you watch a very ordinary man go through an emotional journey, apparently doing very little, and that was hard for me, but I had help from this one.
Η ταινία φωτίζει ένα σκοτεινό κομμάτι της σύγχρονης πορτογαλικής ιστορίας, την περίοδο της δικτατορίας του Αντώνιο Σαλαζάρ.
That, of course, is what drama loves. Periods which bring out the best or the worst in people. I remember being in Prague filming before the wall came down, and the vibrancy of the theatre, which was used as a forum to convey ideas in a slightly secret way to an audience in a time when political protest was not allowed, and so it happened through the conduit of theatre. That was very exciting. When the wall fell down and suddenly consumerism engulfed or tried to engulf Czechoslovakia, that whole impetus in the arts seemed to disappear. And I think there is a problem still. I mean, we've been through economic difficulties really since 2008, I suppose. I don't think it's started to bite yet. I think things are going to get a great deal worse as we readjust our societies and our economies to the reality of the world, which is not that we can borrow to live high.
Ο Τζέρεμι Αιρονς παρομοίωσε την ευρωπαϊκή οικονομία με ένα ελικόπτερο σε ελεύθερη πτώση.
Drama loves that situation, and therefore it's not a surprise that both Hearts and Spirits and Night Train to Lisbon contain periods of political unrest, because it shows the mettle of the characters involved. I think there has to be change in our current situation. I can't see how extremism is a way forward, or guns are the way forward. I think we have to gently pay back some things, but also say to those who lent to us, you were fool enough to lend to us. I'm sorry, we haven't got it. Deal with it. And that will create difficulties and dangers socially. I've been watching what's been happening economically in Europe, and for me the analogy is of a helicopter, the European economy being a helicopter where the engines fail. And the pilot, Angela Merkel, or whoever you like, your political leaders, are trying to land the helicopter without killing everybody, feathering it down with the use of inflation and playing around with loans and whatever they're doing. But basically, if the helicopter crashes, then Europe implodes. There is enormous social unrest. There is a much worse situation than the one we now have. And I think we have to guard against that.
Η ταινία «Νυχτερινό τρένο για τη Λισσαβόνα» θα βγει στις κινηματογραφικές αίθουσες στις 3 Οκτωβρίου.